What's going on, baseball fans? How you doing? Tonight, we're talking Hall of Fame. JT Realmuto, Marcus Semien, Trevor Bauer, Justin Turner. Let's get to it. And what is going on, baseball fans? How you doing? 117 people in the chat. That is what I like to see. Thank you so much, everyone, for stopping by tonight on this wonderful Tuesday evening. We got a lot to talk about tonight. The baseball world was busy today. We have a lot of stuff to talk about. I'm not going to waste too much time here. We got a lot of people in here. There's a lot to talk about. But before I get started, if you can, hit that subscribe button if you are looking for more news and content in the baseball world. We're trying to get to 6K by opening day. We recently just hit 5K. That was awesome. Let's get to 6K. Let's keep growing together as a community. Let's get to 6K by opening day. Hit that like button for me, everyone. Let's get the stream out there to more people. I would love for a big crowd in here tonight because there's a lot of baseball to talk about tonight. Go follow me on Twitter. I'm talking baseball there throughout the day. And that's all the cheap plugs for now. So everyone, hope you're having a great day today. Hope you had a marvelous Tuesday today. Like I said, we got a lot to talk about tonight. Let me get this music turned off. We're gonna start hot off the presses. Hall of Fame results are in. No one makes it in this year. Not one person makes it in. The most notable, Curt Schilling. I have a bit to say about Curt Schilling. I'm gonna predict right now that some people are not going to agree with what I have to say about Curt Schilling, and that is okay. That is perfectly fine. That is perfectly dandy. You are more than welcome to disagree with me. You are more than welcome to agree with me. What I strive for on this channel is conversation, in a respectful manner. That's all I ask. And if we can have that conversation in a nice civil way, I'm all about people having their opinions on things. I'm all about people being respectful towards one another's opinions. That is how I think the world needs to be a bit better at that, in my opinion. We need to listen to each other more. We gotta have conversation a little bit more. And Curt Schilling, unfortunately, is one of those topics where opinions are going to be strong. People are going to be arguing back and forth over Curt Schilling. It's very split down the middle about him. But we're going to talk about the Hall of Fame results. We're going to talk about Curt Schilling. So let's just get to it right now. Here we go. So like I said, Curt Schilling, no one else makes it into the Hall of Fame. Major League Baseball, they are going to honor the 2020 Hall of Famers that got in last year. That was canceled, unfortunately, due to COVID. But they are going to honor those people this year. Unfortunately, for 2021, no one is getting in. So let's just get started right away here. Let's share the screen. Let's go over the results of the Hall of Fame voting. Here we go, sharing the screen here. Alrighty, so as you can see here, Curt Schilling was the closest, 71.1%. Barry Bonds, Roger Clemens, they both stalled, had around the same numbers from last year. Scott Rowland had a big increase. Would not be surprised to see a Scott Rowland getting in at some point. Omar Vizquel, maybe as well. I could definitely see guys like Todd Helton and Billy Wagner eventually getting in. But the most notable is Curt Schilling. Personally, I'm going to say it point blank right to you. I personally think this is not a good move. I think Curt Schilling needs to be in the Hall of Fame. No, that is not biased by any means. It's not because I'm a Red Sox fan and Curt Schilling helped end the 86-year-old curse for the Red Sox back in 2004. Has nothing to do with it. I don't care if he played for the Phillies his entire career, the Diamondbacks, the Orioles. I don't care if he played for the KBO. Okay, well, maybe not the KBO, but you know what I mean. There's no bias here with Curt Schilling. I look at the numbers, I look at the facts, I look at what he's done on the field, and I personally think Curt Schilling with the numbers that he put up, with the amount of time that he played, with the things that he accomplished in this game, I personally think it's a travesty that he's not in the Hall of Fame. You can disagree with me if you want. You can agree. I'm all about it. But point blank, I'm only looking at the numbers here, and I think Curt Schilling deserves to be in. I had someone on Twitter recently tell me Curt Schilling only had a few good seasons. I'm not sure if you're here. And with all due respect, my friend, you're very wrong about that. Curt Schilling had a number of good seasons. Let's just look at the total stats. 300 wins was kind of the mark of like greatest pitchers of all time. Curt Schilling was far away from those 300 wins, finished with 216. However, looking at the ERA, a 3.46 ERA over his career, looking at the FIP, a 3.23 FIP, averaged almost 9 strikeouts per 9 in his career, only averaged 2 walks in his career. That is insane. He led the major leagues in walks 2 times towards the end of his career. That is awesome. This guy, a ton of, good grief. Where are the strikeouts here? Had over 3,000 strikeouts. I mean, come on. This guy put up the numbers, but it's not even just about the numbers. This guy won 3 World Series. He was a World Series MVP. He was an NLCS MVP. He was a 6-time All-Star. In those 3 World Series, he was an integral part of those World Series. Integral. A centerpiece of those World Series. The Diamondbacks, Game 7 starter for the Diamondbacks in 2001. The guy had an ankle that was torn in half in 2004, and he went out there in Game 6 in the cold in New York and dominated Game 6 with an ankle that was torn in half, that he got stapled back together, that he took painkillers that day for to get onto that mound and do what he did best, and that was pitch in a big game. World Series, a week and a half later, 2 weeks later, pitched again against the Cardinals. A great performance against the Cardinals helped the Red Sox win a World Series that year. 2005 was pretty much a gone year for him because of that ankle. He sacrificed his own body. His own body basically missed all of 2005. He tried to get back out there. He tried to be a closer that year. If I may entertain you about the 2005 season, Schilling, because of the 2004 playoffs, because of his ankle injury, he had to get the surgery. He came back at some point later on. He needed to be built back up more to be a starter. There was no way. But the guy said, you know what? The bullpen's struggling a little bit. Why not try me out as the closer? I'll go out in the bullpen. Let's go out in the bullpen. He tried closing. Didn't really work out very much. I remember Schilling had a goatee that year, or a little beard. I was like, what? This is weird. Curt Schilling with a little beard. But Curt Schilling, 2005, lost season completely because of that ankle injury. Came back in 2006, had a really solid season that year. 2007, helped the Red Sox, helped get them back to the World Series that year, helped them win a World Series that year, pitched in Game 2 of the World Series against the Rockies that year. I don't know what else to say about Curt Schilling when it comes to the numbers. And this is where of course, it's not about the numbers for most people. It's about off the field. And I'm going to try and approach this the best way that I can. I understand where some people are coming from with Curt Schilling's opinions, with what he has said on Twitter, with how he goes about communicating. I understand. Trust me, there are some things that he has said that I don't agree with very much, or at least I didn't like the way he went about it. I personally believe in life, in everyday life, you can have a certain view about things, and it could actually be a good point of view, but if you address it in a not so great way, in a negative way, it's pretty much pointless at that point. It's pretty much a useless statement. It's a useless opinion. It could be a great point of view, but if you don't go about addressing it the right way, you're going to end up losing. And Curt Schilling has bit himself in the butt a couple of times over the way he has said things. The number one example, I keep seeing this example time and time again. The whole journalist thing. He put out a tweet a while ago. I don't remember what year exactly. I think it was 2016. Someone had this shirt it was a political campaign of some sort. They had a shirt not a great shirt in my opinion. I thought that shirt was stupid. I thought the shirt was ridiculous that this guy wore. I think it said rope, period, tree, period, journalist, period, and then some assembly required. Terrible shirt. Whoever made that shirt, shame on you. Shame on you. You can disagree with journalists all you want. Trust me, I disagree with journalists every single day. It's okay. It's okay. That's their jobs. It's okay. But what the point of that shirt was, again, it wasn't to, and people said like, oh, well, he's, condoned violence. And I had someone tweet at me earlier when I was talking about Schilling on Twitter, I had someone tweet at me a little earlier saying that Curt Schilling was threatening journalists. That's not threatening journalists. I don't know where the definition of threatening got lost. But because Schilling said that was an awesome shirt, he wasn't threatening anyone with this shirt. Again, you can disagree with me if you want, but the definition of threatening is being hostile towards someone or a certain group. And you're threatening to hurt that person or group, right? Or idea. So that's not threatening. It's not. I mean, the shirt itself, I think it got lost a little bit. What the whole point of that shirt was, it was, he was throwing some punches at, the fake media is what they like to call it. The journalists every day, I mean, we see it in the baseball world too. We don't just see it. We've seen it quite a lot in this offseason where one of these baseball writers comes out and he puts something out there and it ended up not being true. We just saw an example a couple of weeks ago. What was it again? It was, dang, I can't remember what it was. It was one of the free agents saying that he had signed and then they had to pull it back. I'm going completely blank on it right now. I can't remember who the free agent was. Who was it again? Oh, Brantley. That's it. Yeah, Brantley. Yes, Michael Brantley. There was one right there. Guys were jumping, at the whole Michael Brantley going to the Blue Jays thing, and that ended up being fake. It ended up not being true. So, that's what that whole shirt was about. Again, yes, very poor choice of words. Horrible choice of words. You'd never see me wear a shirt like that. But the message of that shirt was to simply just tell people that a lot of journalists these days, whether they work for CNN or Fox or NBC or CNBC or whatever, they put out a lot of fake stuff and they don't dig into the facts and they don't get the actual facts to back up their stories. And they kind of just throw stuff out there. And more times than not in today's media, things get disproven. If you research things, you will find that a lot of things that these journalists put out there ends up being proven untrue. So yes, the shirt itself that Curt Schilling did support back 4 years ago or whatever it was, terrible shirt. I do not agree with that shirt, the wording of the shirt, but I know what he was coming from. Of course, Curt Schilling, he is someone, I have listened to Curt Schilling over the years. And again, I disagree with a lot of things he does say. I agree with a lot of things that he says. I disagree with a lot of the way he does say things. I think Schilling tends to just say things the wrong way. And I think, again, like I said before I kind of started talking about this, it's one thing being right about something, but it's the way of communicating it to people. And again, I think Schilling tends to not say things correctly a lot, or at least be understanding of where people are coming from a lot. So I think Schilling tends to sometimes, with certain things, lack maybe a little, I don't know, empathy is not the right word. I don't know, like empathy, I guess. Like he kind of doesn't seem to understand where some people come from and things. And, and he is very opinionated. And I think the way we all need to be in life is we need to have open opinions. We need to have open conversation about things, whether it's about anything. I don't care if it's about the freaking lunch meat that you put on your sandwich at the deli. I don't care what it is. We got to have conversation. But I want to say one thing about Curt Schilling. That... Oh, did someone super chat? Oh, sorry. No, never mind. Sorry, guys. I thought you were saying someone super chatted. So, JH Sports, you keep saying my name, my friend. I'm not sure what's going on right now, but anyway, getting back to what I was saying. A lot of people like to say Curt Schilling is like this terrible Simmons to the Twins, La Stella to the Giants. Oh wow, look at this. This is what I said a couple of days ago, everyone. I'm telling you, you're going to start to see a flurry of signings. So, all right, we'll get to those news here in a second. We got a lot to talk about tonight. This could end up being a longer stream tonight. So we'll get to those signings here in a little bit. So it looks like we got Andrelton Simmons to the Twins and Tommy La Stella to the Giants. Good moves. Good moves, in my opinion. But we'll get to those here in a second. Let me finish up here with Curt Schilling, if I may. Curt Schilling, a lot of people like to paint this guy as like a bad guy, as like this terrible human being. I've seen people on Twitter call this guy human trash or like the worst kind of person. And I'm not really understanding where that comes from just because he has an opinion on something. I want to point something out to the 194 people that we have in the chat. Thank you so much for coming out again tonight. We do have a lot to talk about tonight, so thank you for joining. But to everyone that is here, I want to say one thing. I need your help here in the chat. I want to know can you give me a thumbs up in the chat if you remember the Ice Bucket Challenge? Give me a thumbs up in the chat if you remember the Ice Bucket Challenge from a few years ago. Andrew Lee, I'm not checking Twitter right now, my friend. Give me a thumbs up if you remember the Ice Bucket Challenge. Okay, so I'm seeing... and Aaron, and that's another thing I want to talk about too. At the end of the day, Aaron, those people... Yes, Curt Schilling didn't handle that business very well. It didn't go well. It was a complete failure. However, those people also took a risk. And at the end of the day, it's not, yes, I mean, the guy led a company that failed. It would have been great if you could have seen him succeed, but those people also took the risk of going with him too. The people that invested with his company, the people that took a job with his company, they took a risk. And that's simple as that. That's just simple business. That's all I can say about that. But I'm seeing a lot of thumbs up about the Ice Bucket Challenge. The Ice Bucket Challenge was for ALS. So ALS, I forget the actual what the letters stand for, but what ALS is it's when basically your brain just completely disconnects from your muscles and you basically just start to disintegrate, basically, where your muscles are just not working and your muscles just they atrophy over time and you get smaller and smaller and smaller, and then your body is just too weak and unfortunately eventually you die. And it's an awful disease. It's a terrible disease. There's no cure for it as of right now. But if you all remember about the Ice Bucket Challenge, that was to raise awareness for ALS. That was a couple of years ago. What was that, 3 years ago? 2 years ago or something like that? 4 years ago? It was recent. Can I point out one thing to all of you? Can I point out the one guy that was promoting ALS years ago? Curt Schilling himself. If I may present you this story, Curt Schilling, he had the bloody sock. Curt Schilling, he knew the cameras were going to go in on his ankle. They knew they were going to go in on his ankle. Because they knew it was a story. And they went in on it. So on his cleats, he purposely put strikeout ALS. This was back in 2004. I actually don't know if a lot of people realize that Curt Schilling has been raising money for ALS for years now. For years. And I don't know what else to say, actually, more than that. I mean, the guy he has a foundation for ALS. He has been raising money for ALS. So you tell me, for people that want to call him a bad person, for people that want to say he's this terrible human being, I don't know. What do you think now? I mean, I'm pretty sure a lot of people out there that, think he's a terrible human being, I'm pretty sure those same people supported the Ice Bucket Challenge. I would imagine, because it seemed like everyone in the world was supporting the Ice Bucket Challenge. Well, this guy was doing it back in 2004. This guy was doing it even years prior to that. He was doing it actually 10 to 15 years prior to that. So that's all I'm going to say about that. I'm just tired of people thinking that he's such a bad person when he has never hurt a soul. He has a family. He has 4 kids. He has a wife. He goes to church every single weekend. Sure, you can disagree about some of his views, but don't call him a bad person. Yeah, sure, he has not had great takes, but every single one of us have had a bad take in life at some point. Every one of us. And I'm tired of the treatment that he gets. And again, he has deserved some of it because sometimes he does say some stupid things. But, and Tommy Doyle, he's a cancer survivor as well. He had throat cancer. And you know what? And I've seen people call Curt Schilling a coward as well. A coward. A coward. What does that even mean? I've seen people on Twitter call him a coward, and it gets like thousands of likes. Last time I checked, a coward is someone that hides. A coward is someone that gives cheap shots. A coward is someone that just runs away. Well, last time I checked, Curt Schilling, he may say some stupid things, but he comes out and he says what is on his mind. How is that? How is he a coward? Tell me how he's a coward. Because he says what he thinks. I don't know. And I'm not saying, I don't know. I don't know what else to say about Curt Schilling. I'm just tired of him being painted in this light. I'm tired. The numbers prove it. Sure, he's had some bad takes, but everyone has had some bad takes before. Everyone. So that's all I'm going to say about Curt Schilling. I think he deserves to be in. That's just me. I don't know what else to say. But if we get back here to the other people in the Hall of Fame, I'm not surprised about Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens. Steroid users. I don't know. I'm kind of in the middle on those two because again, it was such a different era where Barry Bonds, Roger Clemens. I mean, I don't know. It was an era where there were so many people taking stuff, and I'm not saying that makes it okay. But then I'm also on the side where, hey, you know what? They were taking performance-enhancing drugs to get an edge. And, I do powerlifting competitively, or at least I used to. I haven't competed now in a couple years, but there are many people in the powerlifting world that do take PEDs, and I don't respect it at all. I don't respect people that have to take PEDs. I'm not sure about these people that need to take these kind of things to try and get an edge, because why are you so insecure with your own self to have to take things? Why can't you just do it on your own? Why can't you just do it the natural way? Why can't you just go about it the right, truthful way? So I can understand where Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens don't get in. But then again, I can also understand the side where it was just that time. But I don't know. I think Barry Bonds, personally, that guy just put up video game numbers, and I think he would have put up pretty decent numbers, maybe not close to the numbers that he put up. I don't know. But, it's good to see a guy like Scott Rowland, get some more votes this year. I think you're going to see Scott Rowland eventually get in. He just keeps climbing. Scott Rowland was a really solid player, a really solid third baseman. I wonder about Todd Helton. I feel like Todd Helton could eventually get in. He had a really good career. Omar Vizquel, who knows? I kind of wonder about that one as well. But another thing about Curt Schilling, if I may, about Curt Schilling, he actually did put out tonight that he wants to be taken off of his last year on the Hall of Fame ballot. And you know what? I respect that. I respect that a lot. You can love him or hate him still if I have not pleaded, if I have not changed your mind, which is okay if I have not changed your mind. But Curt Schilling taking his own name off of the last chance that he has for the Hall of Fame, I can respect that. Because you know what? I think he wants to go out his own way. He wants to fall on his own sword, I guess, and I can respect that. He did say he's going to rely on the Veterans Committee to try and get in. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes in the future for Schilling. We'll see how it goes for Bonds, Clemens, Rowland, Vizquel, Wagner, Helton, all these guys. We'll have to wait and see. But all I ask is just have conversation. Look at all the facts. Look at the history. Don't judge someone based off of, a couple of things that have been said. Don't judge, look at the whole body of work. which is us as us baseball fans, we need to look at the entire body of work when it comes to a player. Look at the entire body of work when it comes to a person's life. That's all I ask. And again, you are more than welcome to agree and disagree. You have your opinion. I respect everyone's opinion here. I love everyone that comes in here that gives me the time of day to be able to come onto your iPhone, to be able to come onto your iPad and speak to you. The fact that you give me that chance to come and speak to you, that to me means more than anything in the world to me. And again, I'm not very big here on YouTube. I'm at 5,000 subscribers now. I'm very far away from being at a level of like a Fuzzy or a Giraffe Neck Mark or a Foolish Baseball. But the fact that I have 5,000, that to me blows my mind away, completely blows my mind. So the fact that you give me the chance to be able to, to listen to me, that means the world to me. And it shows that, we all can have conversation about things. We can all listen to each other's opinions, so yeah, that's all I got to say on that. But everyone, let's move on to our next story. So I see a lot of people in the chat. Oh, we got something happening. We got something happening here. I don't know why it doesn't read it. I had it reading it at one point. I don't know why it's not reading it. So, Obard Thwain, bonds for prison 2021. I hate that cheater. Yeah, Bonds, that's another one. Bonds has had some character issues over the years too. Bonds was not, the most friendly player in the league, according to a lot of players, getting to a lot of scuffles, a lot of arguments. Bonds was never the most friendly person. That's one big difference between Bonds and Schilling. Schilling was a great teammate over the years. Many teammates have given testimonials about Schilling, about how he's been a great teammate. Bonds was not a great teammate, according to a lot of people that played with him. But yeah, so Barry Bonds, who knows if he'll ever get in? We'll have to see. But yes, everyone, I see everyone in the chat. You are saying Simmons to the Twins. I'm going to talk about that here in a little bit. Everyone, relax just a little bit. I will get to that, I promise. So yes, we have Tommy La Stella going to the Giants, and we have Andrelton Simmons going to the Twins. I promise you, I'm going to get to all of it, but we're going to get to some of this stuff first. So next story, one of the biggest signings of the offseason so far. It's actually not a big story in my personal opinion, because I thought this was going to happen since day one. Phillies re-sign JT Realmuto. I saw this coming a mile away. The Phillies were crying poor back in the beginning of the offseason, saying, I don't know if we can bring back Realmuto. I don't know if it's going to work, but I knew this was going to happen. They were crying poor. I don't know if that was like some kind of a leverage thing. I'm not really sure what that was, but no, the Philly. And I saw something about, Dave Dombrowski. He convinced ownership to bring him back. Oh, get out of here. They knew they needed to bring him back, because what other catcher did they have? What other catchers were you going to get to the close to the caliber of a JT Realmuto? You had to bring this guy back. This was so obvious ever since the beginning of the offseason. I'm not really understanding, like I said, what do I know? But I don't think it was all Dave Dombrowski. I think ownership wanted JT Realmuto back. They gave up a lot for him. They gave up Sixto Sanchez for him, and they didn't even make the playoffs either year with him. If you got rid of JT Realmuto, you were going to take a couple of steps back, and then you had nothing. You had no fix for it. You had no solution for it. You would have been a worse team without him. JT Realmuto brings so much to the table. That's why I'm thinking, I don't think Dave Dombrowski really did all that much. I think ownership, they were just trying to leverage it. I really think, and I think I think they just said, well, that didn't work. So you had to give JT Realmuto the money that he deserved. He's the best catcher in the game, in my personal opinion. JT Realmuto. So let's get to the article here. Here we go. Sharing the screen now. So as we can see, Phillies to sign JT Realmuto. It's going to be for 5 years, $115 million. So it's looking like the breakdown, he's going to earn $20 million in 2021. And then it's going to be split evenly over the next few years. So that kind of does make sense. Sure, if the Phillies were crying poor, they were saying, hey, could we at least pay you a little less money this year? And then we can, give you more, in the later years. So that way we can at least try and, play catch up a little bit on some money. So it says here, the Athletic's Matt Gelb reported that some deferred money is involved. So there will be some deferred money, which again, that makes sense if they are crying poor. They had to they had to get this done. There was no other way around this. They had to get this done. There was no reason to not get this done. So I did predict this in the beginning of the offseason. A lot of people thought I was crazy saying, Robbie, they're not going to bring him back. The Phillies don't have money. The Mets are going to bring him in. The Blue Jays are going to bring him in. The Angels are going to bring him in. And I said, nope, I don't buy it. The Phillies are going to bring him back. And they did. So, but yeah. So that's all I'm going to say on that, actually, because really there's not too much really there to talk about, because I just think it's a no-brainer to bring this guy back. You had to give this guy money. Bryce Harper, he worked his contract in a way to where the Phillies would be able to sign other players. Bryce Harper got a big contract, but if you go look at the details of his contract, he made it to where the Phillies would be able to bring in other players so that they could be competitive. So there was no reason to let JT Realmuto go. You would have really ticked off Bryce Harper if you didn't bring him back. Harper, I mean, just saying, man, would have not been a happy camper if Realmuto did not come back. So, here we go. Moving on to the next story. Yes, Niwa Hond, I have seen that Jose Ramirez rumor. However, I don't know if I trust the source very much, so I'm not going to dive really into that very much, because the person that was kind of saying that rumor has kind of missed a lot in the past, so I'm not really sure how much there is to that. So I'm not going to talk about the Jose Ramirez thing just because I don't think it's very valid. I don't think personally. So, but here we go. Moving on to our next story. I'm moving a little quicker here because there is a lot to talk about, and we have a couple of more things to talk about with a couple of signings that just happened. But Blue Jays fans in the chat, definitely something that just happened with you guys. You guys have been adding some offense with George Springer, and now you just added some more offense with a Marcus Semien. Marcus Semien signing a 1-year deal for a whopping $18 million. That I didn't see coming. I didn't see that much money coming for a Marcus Semien. $18 million for 1 year. After a not so great shortened 2020 season, an awesome season in 2019, this is basically, in my opinion, the Blue Jays are like, you know what? You had a really good season in 2019. We got some money. We believe you can bounce back, but we still want to see if you can keep doing it over the long term. We want to bring you in for 1 year, but we're going to pay you handsomely. We're going to bring you in for the 1 year, and we think you're going to be great for us. Let's revisit these talks in a year from now. If you like it here, you can stay, but we're going for it this year. So it looks like with the Blue Jays right now, I am still going to be on the record to say that the Blue Jays, they need pitching. They need pitching. They need more starting pitching. They need more bullpen. That's simple as that. They don't have the depth to get it done. They don't have the depth to make a World Series run. So much of the postseason relies on pitching. They don't have the pitching to get it done. Yes, they have this offense that can hit for days. It's a deep lineup, especially if Marcus Semien could be that 2019 Marcus Semien. But you're going to have to pitch. You can't out-hit these teams all the time. You got to pitch. You got to have depth. You got to have talent with a Hyun-Jin Ryu. I'm sorry, Nate Pearson, he's talented as they come, but he's young. You got to get someone that you can rely on. And I think the Blue Jays, I still think they can do that. I still think there is plenty of time for the Blue Jays to make some kind of a move. Is that move Trevor Bauer? Maybe. Is that true? Or is that move maybe a Kyle Hendricks possibly? I think Kyle Hendricks would be a great fit with the Blue Jays. But now I actually wonder about this. Could Kyle Hendricks be an option for them? Do the Cubs want to maybe try and package Chris Bryant and Kyle Hendricks together? Some would say probably better if you trade them separately. Or maybe some people say, well, Chris Bryant, he's lost a lot of value. He has that money on his contract. Could you maybe package them together and maybe you end up getting a better deal that way? I don't know. I'm not really sure. I'm not an MLB executive by any means. I don't know anything in that world. I mean, I just go off of what my potato brain likes to think, and that's all I got. And maybe some opinions on Twitter and some articles that I read here and there. But I don't know. Kyle Hendricks, I think, would be a great fit for Toronto. I still think they got to go after a Trevor Bauer. I think that would be great. You can have your feelings about Trevor Bauer. I think he's a little overrated in my personal opinion. But Trevor Bauer, he has been one thing, and he has been consistent. He has given you innings every single year, so I think he would be a great fit for the Toronto Blue Jays. I like the Marcus Semien move. Let's actually share the article, give credit where it's due. Moving along here, Blue Jays to sign Marcus Semien. The Toronto Blue Jays continued their push to join the... Did they do a typo? Join to join the top tier of contenders in the American League today. The Jays have reached an agreement to sign free agent shortstop Marcus Semien to a 1-year, $18 million deal. In Semien, general manager Ross Atkins lands a high ceiling bat for 2021 and takes another significant piece off the board. You had no idea where Marcus Semien was going. I was really confused. I'm thinking, like, are you just going to go to a cheap team? I was thinking correctly. I have been on the record to say I think Marcus Semien is going to take a 1-year deal somewhere, or at least he could, or a good chance, because he had that weird 2020 season, had that really good 2019 season, and then 2020 just, I don't know, he started heating up towards the playoffs. Would have been interesting to see how he would have done over a full season. Could he have maybe heated up in the second half? We don't know. But that's why I think the Blue Jays, I think they're banking on this guy to be more of that 2019 self. If we go look at Marcus Semien, let's go take a look at Mr. Semien. He's only 30 years old. So, as we saw in 2019, a fantastic season that saw him finish third in MVP voting, hit 285 that year, had the 892 OPS, had the home runs, had the RBIs. I mean, a good all-around player, good on defense, very good on defense at short. So now the question is, another question to ask with Marcus Semien, well, where is he going to play? I would imagine he's going to move around a little bit. I think you're going to have him play at second some days. He's going to play some third. Marcus Semien was in there in the rumor mill to maybe be talking to teams about playing third base. I think Marcus Semien, you can see him move around. Maybe days Bo Bichette doesn't play. You can have Marcus Semien play there. I think Semien's going to be kind of like, in a way, I'm not saying he's a DJ LeMahieu, but I think he could be a DJ LeMahieu, where he can kind of move around a little bit and still be a productive bat in the lineup every single day. And I think he can increase his value for after this season. He can increase his value that much more. If he puts together a good season this year offensively and plays good defense all around the infield, I don't know if he could play first. Could he play some first? I'm not really sure, but he's definitely going to play some third. I think he can play some short on some days. Bo Bichette needs a day off. If Bo Bichette goes down, Bo Bichette had the injuries last year. Marcus Semien can step right in. I think this is a great signing for the Blue Jays. I love this signing. I think they needed to overpay for this guy because you were seeing his name kind of out there a little bit. The Blue Jays have some money. It's only a 1-year thing, $18 million. It seems like a lot for him, especially coming off this weird season. But I like this move. I think it's good for the Blue Jays. It gives them more versatility. They can move guys around the infield. You can have him play second, have him play third, have him play short. I don't know, maybe play some first. I don't know if he can play any outfield. But Semien, I think, is going to be a really good fit with the Blue Jays. But the problem with the Blue Jays, where's the pitching? You need pitching. You're not going to survive without pitching. Blue Jays fans, I know you're hyped. I am happy for your hypeness. Did I say that correctly? I don't know if I said that correctly or not. But you should be excited about this offense. But you have to remember, you need pitching. And you Blue Jays fans, you are very intelligent people. And you know that you need pitching. You need more pitching, and you know this. So, here we go. Marcus Semien. I just rattled that off as quickly as I could. Marcus Semien to the Blue Jays. Tell me what you think in the chat. I'd like to get your opinion. Give me a thumbs up in the chat if you like this move for the Blue Jays, or give me a big fat thumbs down if you disagree with this signing. Let me know what you think. Neil Hahn, I will check on that later, my friend. Check on that later. A lot of thumbs ups. Orioles would think it is an overpay, Orioles. I agree with you. It is an overpay. But I think, I don't know. I don't know what the market was like for him, but I think you almost kind of had to overpay him a little bit. Edmund, I agree. They need pitching. They could still get pitching. Maybe there's some pitching that is not on the way yet. Maybe it's coming. You could go get Odorizzi and Paxton. Those are guys that I think if you can get Odorizzi, I think that would be great. I think Hyun-Jin Ryu, I don't know what it is. I think Hyun-Jin Ryu is like, I think he's just more of a 2. Hyun-Jin Ryu to me is like a 1.5, if that makes any sense. I'm seeing a lot of thumbs up for the Semien move. I'm seeing some flexing. I'm seeing some thumbs downs. I'm seeing a sad face from Robert. He's not happy. He's going to go to bed crying like I did when Mookie Betts got traded. It's okay, Robert. I'm here for you, my friend. Jack, I think the Red Sox were looking into Marcus Semien, according to reports, but, I just think he was just too much money. I mean, as you can see, he was $18 million. The Red Sox, they got Kike Hernandez for $7 million a year, so they saved $11 million with that. Savage Gamers vomiting. Can everyone please put a pink Is there a pink dot emoji? This is what we're going to do from now on. Every time Savage Gamer vomits or Chester the Chicken Eater vomits, I want you all to put a pink emoji, some sort of a pink emoji, because that's going to be for Pepto-Bismol, because they need the Pepto-Bismol because they're vomiting so much. I agree, Aaron. I think James Paxton would be a perfect fit. I predicted him. Ooh, the hearts. I like that. I like the hearts from JT. That's a good one. Pepto-Bismol is love. But Aaron, I agree. I think he would be a perfect fit. I thought James Paxton would go to the Blue Jays. I'm still banking on it. Look at all the pink. There you go, my friend. There you go, Savage Gamer. All the Pepto-Bismol that you need. Flowers, hearts, whatever else. I think I'm seeing a brain. The brain one. I like that one. Here we go. Savage Gamer feels better, everyone. He's doing good. Here we go. Moving on to our next story. Moving on. Here we go. Speaking of Mr. Trevor Bauer, everyone, I just mentioned Trevor Bauer. That's our next story. The Mets have made a formal offer for Trevor Bauer. A formal offer. I don't know what this offer is. I'm not really sure, but it's been made. It's there. Let's get to the story. Here we go. Okay, this is according to Bob Nightingale. This was actually a bit interesting. And here we go, kind of getting back to what I was saying earlier about, the whole journalist thing where they put out, not accurate things. Bob Nightingale today. Bob Nightingale. He came out and said today, does he still have this tweet? Bob Nightingale, Mr. Bob? Where are you? Where's your tweet? Oh, come on. All right, here we go. Bob Nightingale. Here we go. We're going to go to his page. I think we all know that Bob Nightingale, he tends to miss. Yes, it was the last tweet that he put out 10 hours ago. New York Mets emerge as favorites for free agent pitcher Trevor Bauer with record-setting average annual contract offer. Did he pin this one? Why is that there? But if we go back, and then he tweeted right after it. The Mets confirm they have made formal offer to free agent pitcher Trevor Bauer, but that current offer is less than Yankee starter Garrett Cole's $36 million. Bob, you tweeted like a minute before this. He was going to get a record. It was a record offer, but now it's okay. Never mind. It's below Garrett Cole's. Can you at least, can some of these writers just come out and say, you know what? I was wrong. My bad, everyone. My bad. Bob, can you just say something like that? That's all you got to say. Just say my bad. That's all you got to do. And then you come out with another tweet saying, oh, no, never mind. It's nope. No, Bob, you should have gotten to the bottom of it before you tweet it out. Ugh, it frustrates me a lot. I'm sorry. But here we go. But as we can see, an offer has been made. It is, according to Nightingale, after he fixed what he said. Or actually, did I pass it? Where'd it go? Oh, I was just right on it. What am I doing? Where is the tweet? Was this it? No. Am I losing my mind? I could have sworn I just saw it. I was just on it. Whatever. It's going to be less than Garrett Cole's. So, and there was also a few other people that came out and said like, no, Bobby, that is not correct. John Heyman, Mark Feinsand, Martino of SNY, Andy Martino of SNY, they all said, no, that's not true. But he has gotten an offer. It is, but it's not, so it says here, MLB.com's Mark Feinsand report that the Mets do not have an offer that strong on the table. I'm wondering what this offer is. I guarantee you it's under 30. I guarantee it's under 30. I don't think it's more than 30. I don't think Trevor Bauer is a 30 million kind of guy. I don't think he's that. I mean, I think Trevor Bauer, he has hyped himself up so much on, smart on him because he has hyped himself up so much on Twitter. He has hyped himself up so much on YouTube, right here on YouTube. He has done the stuff to make people really like him. He was kind of like this, not very likable at one point, but then people started to really like him. They started liking him going after some of these writers and whatnot. So, They kind of like that with Trevor Bauer. He's kind of a rebel in a way, I guess, if that makes any sense. But very interesting to see what this offer could end up being. I would imagine. Another thing, too, there's a lot of back and forth right now on whether or not teams are going to give him Bauer supposedly is looking for more of a longer term deal but then there's people out there saying where I think teams prefer to give him maybe a short deal because really, realistically, I think it does have a little bit to do with how Bauer is off the field. I think teams are a little like, about that. They don't want to bring him in long term. Maybe that's one of the reasons. But I think with Bauer, if you really think about it with Bauer, he's really only had 2 good seasons. Call it maybe 1.5 because one season was short against this past year. It was a Cy Young season, great season over 60 games, but you went up against teams like the Pirates, the Brewers, the Cubs didn't have that great of an offense this past year. He went up against some weaker offenses. He went up against the Royals too at one point. I mean, Bauer did not go up against the best competition this year. Yeah, he put up some insane video game kind of numbers, but could he have done that over a full season? Could he have done that over 20 more starts? I don't think teams are, I kind of wonder if maybe he could end up getting a 1-year deal. I kind of wonder, or maybe like a 3-year deal, because I think teams want to see if he can do that consistently. They're paying for what he's going to be getting paid are projections. That's really all Trevor Bauer is right now is projections. I mean, sure, he's got some good projections out there, but really, again, he had 11 good starts this past year, and he had a good 2018 season, and then he's had seasons where he's had like a mid-3, low-4 ERA kind of a year. So Trevor Bauer, I'm sorry. I know a lot of you love Trevor Bauer. I like me some Trevy Bauer as well, but I don't think he's a $35, $36 million kind of a guy. I would argue, could there be an argument where he's even a $25 million guy? I don't know. I think he's going to get somewhere like 25, 30. I can see like 25, 27. If it's a shorter contract, maybe 30. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see. Could he take like a 3-year like $80 million contract or something like that? 3-year 90? I think that even is like a little insane if you ask me. I would honestly say 3-year 80 million. That's what I would say. I'd say maybe a little more than 25 million. That's just what I personally think. But we'll have to wait and see. Oscar, Red Sox are interested in bringing Moreland back. I mean, why not? Why not bring him back? They could use another left-handed bat off the bench. I think Moreland would be a great guy, a good clubhouse guy. He can back up Dahlbeck at first. You know, Dahlbeck can also play third too. So if Devers needs a day off, well, then hey, you can plug in Moreland right there. You can mix and match. You can have Moreland go up, more against certain matchups and whatnot. We'll have to wait and see how that goes. We'll have to wait and see. I think I could see Moreland coming back. He's not going to cost a lot of money, so we'll have to wait and see. But here we go. Jack L. is reporting that Bartolo Colon has just signed with the New York Mets for 10 years, $400 million. Breaking news, everyone. $40 million per year for Bartolo Colon, and I think that is money well spent, if you ask me. All right, everyone. Before I get to the latest news, let me just go over this one really quick, and that is Justin Turner. A random team popping up for Justin Turner, and in a way, I'm kind of not surprised because this team could use some offense, and that is the Milwaukee Brewers showing some interest in a Justin Turner. I can maybe see this. The Brewers need some offense. They definitely could use an upgrade in the offense, and it doesn't surprise me very much to kind of see this team popping up. And let's go to the story here. Here we go, 250 people strong in the chat right now. Hope you're all having a good night, a good Tuesday night. Here we go, sharing the screen. Here we go. Brewers among teams showing interest in Justin Turner. Yesterday, we learned that free agent Justin Turner had a final 4 teams he was considering for 2021. The Dodgers and the Blue Jays have been long known as interested parties, but now, and that's another thing too. Now that Semien's in the fold with the Blue Jays, you can take the Blue Jays out. So my prediction of Justin Turner going to the Blue Jays, that's out the window. Justin Turner, he's not going to the Blue Jays now. So you can count them out. So it's down to 3 teams. So you got the Dodgers. They've been interested. I mean, they've been wanting him to bring him back. But now we can add the Brewers as the 3rd team looking to woo Turner. Orioles, I saw you saying, if you are still here, Orioles, I saw you saying in the chat, you said, I saw you talking about a mystery team for Justin Turner. I'm interested to see because I tried looking at it. I didn't find anything. So, but here we go. Turner wants a 4-year deal, but that seems unlikely for the 36-year-old. Of course, he's going to ask for that because, you got to start up. You got to ask for the most you can, and then you you got to meet in the middle. So the Dodgers hope to bring him back for 2, but if another team is willing to go 3 years, that could be enough. I was saying that too. I think if a team goes 3 years for a Turner, I think you can get him in. So it says here, whether the Blue Jays, Brewers, or the final mystery team are willing to make that kind of a commitment to Turner is to be determined. Who could be that mystery team? So again, it's no surprise here to see Justin Turner getting some interest from the Brewers. And let me tell you why, because the Brewers stunk on offense last year. Christian Yelich had a really bad year last year. Did not help out. Here we go. If we go to the team stats, when it comes to offensive runs above average on Fangraphs, if we take a look, the Brewers ranked 27th. Not good. Not good for the Brew Crew. So, BZ Baseball, the Nationals could be. I definitely think the Nationals. Yes, Niwahan. I saw that earlier today. I actually tweeted that out today. I tweeted out I'm. Or I tweeted back to him I'm. A few people did. So, Nick Behrens, yes, that's kind of where I was getting at with the Nationals. If you look at the Nationals, their offense was middle of the road last year. They've been adding offense all over the place. I think Justin Turner would be a good fit. If you go take a look at the Nationals right now. But again, for the Brewers, let's actually take a look at the Brewers depth chart as well. I think that would be a really fun fit. I like the Brewers, man. Brewers are a fun team. Here we go. I just love the guy going down the slide. I just love that. Here we go. So if you look at the Brewers depth chart right now, third base, I mean, they got Luis Urias penciled in for there right now. The shortstop, you could do Urias, you could do Arcia. So I don't know. I wonder if the Brewers are going to go this route. I don't know. I think it could end up coming down now to the Nationals, and it could end up coming down to the Dodgers. Now I wonder with the Nationals. So right now, I don't think the Nationals are going to do it. I think they're going to stick with Carter Kieboom. I think the Nationals like Carter Kieboom. I think, they had this weird season. Again, so many people jumping at Carter Kieboom saying, oh my gosh, this kid is terrible. Get him off the field. Trade him. Get rid of Carter Kieboom. Hello, he was a top prospect coming into this year. He was a top prospect. What are you talking about? Why would you get rid of him in a bad year in 2020, a dumpster fire of a season, the 2020 COVID season? Spring training was canceled. So many guys, I'm sorry, if Christian Yelich can struggle, oh, come on. I think Carter Kieboom can struggle as well. Come on. All these people jumping at Carter Kieboom and how terrible he is. Oh, hello. He's one of their top prospects. One of the better prospects in all of baseball coming into this year. They're going to stick with Carter Kieboom. It kind of almost seems inevitable unless another team jumps in, but he could go back to the Dodgers. If we go take a look at some teams that could, use more production at third base. Again, I thought the Blue Jays would have been a really good fit, but I think they like Semien a little more. I think they like the upside of a Marcus Semien. I could see Eddie Rosario, Oscar to the Brewers. I think that could be a decent fit. Expos. Can we please bring the Expos back? Is that possible? Can we just move the Rays to Montreal? Can the Rays just become the Expos again? I wouldn't mind. I would not. Actually, no, I would mind because I live close to Tampa, or St. Petersburg. I would actually not like that. Please, if anyone higher up in the baseball world is listening to this, please don't listen to that idea. Please keep the Rays in Florida because I like going to the games. So please don't do that. Here we go. So third base production. Here we go. Again, another team could be the Braves too. Look out for the Braves. I mean, the Braves have been linked with Chris Bryant, so don't count the Braves out. I mean, Justin Turner just did go toe-to-toe with the Braves in the playoffs. Could he maybe have taken a look over at that dugout and said, man, you know what? It looks kind of fun over there. I kind of like the Braves, man. I'm going to go play for the Braves. I think that could be kind of fun. There's a lot of places he could go. You could have him go to the Mets. The Mets could be I don't know if the Mets won't bring him in. So if they are connected with Bauer, I don't think the Mets are concerned about Justin Turner right now. trying to think. I don't know. There's not really a lot of like fits that make a lot of sense. Who's third base for the Cardinals right now? I'm going blank. You got Matt Carpenter, right? I think the Cardinals won't spend for him, but they could definitely use some offense. Here we go. Yeah, the Cardinals right now. You got Matt Carpenter there. Tommy Edman's probably going to be the second baseman, especially with Colton Wong on the move. You could see Turner. I don't know. I don't think the Cardinals going to pay for him. He'd be a good fit, but I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. I really think Turner would be a great fit on an American League team because he can play some third and he can DH as well. That's why I thought the Blue Jays were a great fit for him. I don't know. Could a wacky team like the Orioles just go for him? I don't think so. The Rangers, maybe. Could the Rangers? The Rangers have been making some sneaky moves. Yeah, I don't know. Gonna be. I don't know. It looks more and more likely. I would say right now, I don't think the Nationals are gonna get involved with him. I don't think they're gonna do it. I think they want Carter Kieboom. I think that's the way it's gonna go. I could see maybe the Braves if they want to do something else with Austin Riley. I don't know. And then the Dodgers. So you have to wait and see. But the Dodgers will go over that luxury tax. So that's going to be interesting to see what happens with Justin Turner. So taking a look here. All right, so we had a couple other stories breaking earlier. So let's actually go pull up those stories. Here we go. So a couple of moves to talk about tonight. Here we go. Just breaking on the show. Here we go. So thank you, everyone, for catching my attention in the chat. Yeah, Oscar, I definitely think Turner, he's going to want to play for a contender. I don't see why he would want to, go to a weaker team right now. So that's why, again, I think the Dodgers could be a good fit still. Andrelton Simmons going to the Twins. They needed a shortstop. I'm kind of surprised about this. I'm kind of surprised because I thought they would maybe go for maybe some more offense. I can't believe this guy got $10.5 million. $10.5 million. Wow, I did not see that. I thought he would get maybe 5 to 7. Wow. I mean, that's decent. But he's one of the better gloves in the game. The Twins step in somewhat out of the blue to sign Simmons, but not entirely. Twins GM flagged the potential for a move like this recently and saying that the defensive versatility of their current roster gave them options in free agency. Polanco will slide over to second. Arias will move around the diamond as needed. So makes a lot of sense. So it gives them that flexibility. They get a solid glove at short. So, hey, I like it. I think it's good. It gives more flexibility on the team, the better. And another move, Tommy La Stella to the Giants. That's a nice little move right there for the Giants. He can move around. He can play. He definitely adds something to that lineup. Tommy La Stella was a big contact hitter last year. Made a lot of contact last year. That's a good left-handed bat. You can play all around the infield, second, third. So I like this. I like this a lot. What is this? Thanks for the tags, bro. Oh, I didn't see the one right above him. So I thought maybe he was saying for a second, like at Alex. I don't know if maybe this guy broke the story or not. But anyway, yeah, good move for the Giants. I like this. I like Tommy La Stella. I would have liked anywhere he went. I think he was a good move. I think the Red Sox, I would bet money they called La Stella. I would imagine they did. Probably at least gave him a call. But if you take a look at what the Giants have right now, so with La Stella, he can play some third. He can kind of move around. So you got Solano. Solano had a pretty good year last year at second. Hit 326 last year. Solano had himself a pretty good year. Then, again, so you got Longoria at third. Longoria, so interesting to see Longoria still in a Giants uniform. It's so weird to me. He was okay last year. I mean, not great, but he wasn't terrible. 722 OPS. It's not the best, but had the 7 home runs. So I think La Stella, it gives them a little flexibility, for different matchups and whatnot. La Stella's a left-handed bat, so that could be good. You can definitely put him in on some days. Longoria can take a seat. And then again, Solano, he's a righty too. And then La Stella's a lefty, so you can mix and match there. Yeah, I like this move for the Giants. I think it's a good move. But yeah, that's looking pretty good, if you ask me. Good move for the Giants. Good move. And actually, let me take a look at where the Giants were offensively last year. I think they actually did pretty good on offense. They were... where were they at? Where were they? The Giants actually had a pretty good offense last year, so that's only going to make them better. So good move. I like it. Again, like I said, more versatility the better. I think that's good for any team. So Tommy La Stella to the Giants, Andrelton Simmons to the Twins. Good moves. Really like this a lot. Oscar, so he has not signed. He's close. So, I mean, that's important to say too, because again, as we have seen in this offseason, like I said, we saw Brantley. Supposedly he was a Blue Jay, and then all of a sudden he was an Astro. So until they say it's done, if they do get this done, good move. I like it a lot. But here we go. Everyone, I actually want to share something with you all. I want to show you a channel. I meant to do this last night. I meant to do this on last night's stream, and I completely forgot, and I'm glad I remembered now. So I want to show you a different channel. He really gives me, if you all like foolish baseball, I think you're going to like this channel a lot. So everyone, I want to give some love to Mr. A fantastic name. I love the name. Everyone, I would like everyone to go subscribe because this is great baseball content. Let's take a look here. Sharing the screen. Mr. Jolly Olive. Fantastic name. This name makes me happy for some reason. You know, Jolly Olive. It's just such a good name. It's so random, but I love it. You would not even know this is a baseball channel just by looking at the what do you call it? His picture. It's so funny, but I love this so much. This guy makes great content. He makes already great content. I mean, good. I love this guy. He's awesome. He's only got 4,000 subscribers. Can we please? I'm at what? What am I at right now? I'm at 5.13. Seriously, can we get this guy to blow past me in subscribers? I mean, good grief. I have a potato for a brain. This guy, I was going to say he has an olive for a brain, but that's a good thing because I like olives. So here we go. Taking a look at Jolly Olive. Really good. I mean, he had this great video on Trent Grisham. Good, like kind of foolish baseball sort of kind of videos. Like, what was it? Baseball doesn't exist kind of videos. Like if you all follow Baseball Doesn't Exist, that's a great channel as well. He just put out, he has a podcast too. I'm guessing he's a Mets fan. So, because he has a podcast called, Steve Cohen's Art Collection. I love the name. It's so good. This guy is awesome. He had a great video yesterday on Alfonso Soriano. I watched it, and I started watching it again because it was so good. And then all of a sudden, my kids distracted me at school, and I couldn't watch it anymore. So I'm kidding. I was teaching the entire time, I promise. But good videos. He had one on Luis Castillo. He had one on the Blue Jays. He had one on Jacob deGrom, Mackenzie Gore. This guy's awesome. I love this. Like, he has great content. Go give this guy a follow. He really, really gets some good stuff, you know? He delivers good content, you know? Trust me, like, I'm all about people. If they make good content, he talked about Garrett Richards too. I love that. I love that he talked about Garrett Richards. And he talked about Garrett Richards before he even signed. So, with the Red Sox. And that's how I found his channel, actually, because I was looking up Garrett Richards stuff, and all of a sudden he popped up, and I'm like, oh, wow. Wow, this guy's really good. So everyone, please go give him, yes, Larry Fitzgerald. I am a teacher. I teach second grade. But yeah, please, everyone, go give this guy a subscribe. Go watch some of his content. Really good stuff. If you're, having a little downtime, you want to catch up on, some baseball history or whatever about baseball, go give him a follow. He's a, good follow. So, that, everyone, is all I have for tonight. That is all I have. There was a lot to talk about tonight. I had to roll through it quickly tonight because if I didn't, we were going to be here for a while. But Odd Villain, I would be more than welcome to a collab with Jolly Olive. I would be more than welcome. Yeah, absolutely. Jolly Olive, if you are here, if you wanna talk some baseball sometime, I'm all about it, my friend. I'm all about it. So, alrighty, everyone. That's all I got. 208 people strong to finish off the show. I believe we were at like 250 at one point. So again, another solid show. We're at 120 likes right now. You guys are amazing. Another show with more than 100 likes. Everyone, if you have yet to already, hit that subscribe button. I see we gained a few followers tonight. If you have yet to subscribe, you are looking for more baseball content, hit that subscribe button. I'm talking baseball here all the time. Be on the lookout for some videos to be uploaded in the next week. I'm going to be actually talking about some free agent kind of stuff. I'm going to be talking about some offseason trade kind of stuff. I haven't been doing a lot of videos lately. I'm still working on the how to fix the Texas Rangers. So be on the lookout for that one too. Definitely getting pretty hyped up with some of these videos that I'm making. Hit that like button before you get out of here tonight. That would get this stream out to baseball fans that weren't able to watch tonight. And go follow me on Twitter. I'm talking baseball there throughout the day. Everyone, I want to thank you so much for joining me tonight, for joining all of us tonight to talk some baseball. If there is some news tomorrow, which, I mean, there's a lot of news lately. We could very well have some news tomorrow. I will be right here. My ugly face will be looking at this camera tomorrow night if there are some news to talk about. Most likely, I'll find a reason to come on here tomorrow. So I've been loving coming on here lately. It's been a lot of fun. Been loving it. So everyone, that's all I got. Thanks for joining. And as always, I'll talk to you next time.